You ever wake up in the morning only to find that you were starving half to death? Well, now there's something you can do about that. It's called breakfast, and I'm here to show you how to do it. You're going to need 4 eggs, a package of bacon, 8 oranges, a package of butter, 1 half-empty package of white bread, a nearly empty package of whole wheat bread, various cooking utensils, and a hand-operated orange juice squeezer. Alright, now we're going to start cooking. I have a gas stove here, so I'm going to need to light that up with this lighter. We have fire in the hole. This is a frying pan. It's made of metal, Teflon, and other materials. That's going to go on the burner. Now, let's move on to the bacon. Bacon is my favorite part of breakfast. It smells good, tastes good, and slithers and slathers as it's frying up in the pan. Now, this bacon was purchased in Italy. It's called pancetta. That's all I could find, but it's better than nothing. You can smell the fumigation that goes into these pieces of bacon. Now, I'm going to cook all the bacon, because when it comes to a decision about bacon, should I make a little more or make a little less? The correct answer is always a little more. Make no mistake about that. Now, you're going to want to put the bacon into the frying pan, like this. You're going to want to keep the pieces separated as much as possible, because we like our bacon thin, crispy, and delicious. See how I'm distributing the bacon uniformly throughout the pan? That's an important step. I'm going to add some oil now, because I'm worried about pieces of bacon burning up. This is a special touch I learned in Italy. The olive oil counteracts the saturated aspect of the bacon. Making it light, crispy, fresh, and delicious. While that bacon is cooking up, I'm going to get my spatula, give it a little mix. This was one of my kitchen implements mentioned earlier. This is a spatula. I don't know what it's made of, but I know what it can do. It's for turning over the bacon. See how it's getting golden and delicious? That's what you're looking for. You need little bits of crispiness to let you know that the bacon is moving towards perfection. The next step is going to be to make the toast. You can't have breakfast without toast. Now, the best way to make toast is with a toaster, but if you don't have one, you can make it in a frying pan. I like to start with 2 pieces of whole wheat bread, the last 2 of the package, and 2 pieces of white bread. White bread's not good for you, but it tastes good. Whole wheat bread is good for you, but it tastes less good. That's why I like an equal mix, 1 and 1. By the way, in case you haven't noticed yet, we're making breakfast for 2 people this morning. Because sometimes when you wake up in the morning, you wake up with another person, and that person's going to want breakfast too. Sometimes I like to put the bacon down here into the greasy part of the pan. See what I'm doing? Kind of let it soak and stew in its own grease. That's how you let the bacon know who the boss is. Eating the bacon also helps to establish that fact. Watch out, watch out. Getting hot here. It's about as cooked as we'd ever want to make it. And voila. Bacon has been distributed onto its grease gathering paper towel. And you can see it's clumping together in a classic baking group. This is the correct way of disposing of bacon grease. There's some people who'll say pouring bacon grease down the drain may pollute the water supply, clog up your pipes, and cause no end of harm to the ecosystem in which you live. That's why I always prefer to follow that method. You see? Quick and easy. Now, let's make that toast. We're just going to take our bread, throw it right in the pan. Still a little bit of bacon grease in the pan. That's going to help transfer the heat from the pan to the toast. You can't eat your breakfast without a breakfast plate to hold all the food. And then we're going to move on to the final and most important step, which is the frying of the eggs. We're going to be making those eggs over easy today, which, as I've just learned, is an American classic way of making eggs. It was invented by Robert Over back in 1806. Before that, eggs were difficult to make. People didn't always know how to do it. Robert discovered that there was an easy way to do it, and he patented his method. They named it after him, of course, and because it was easy, it became the over easy method. Sometimes I like to sample the bacon right after it's made to make sure it's good. It's good. Now, our toast is done. Sometimes you can flip your toast like that. That way you know it's just the way you like it. Alright. Get your butter. Cut off a big honking slab of it like that and mix it into the pan. Then you get your eggs. You're going to break those on the side of the pan and fry them right in there. Try to keep the shells out of the pan. Come take a look at this. This is a classic breakfast scene right here. You don't see that for every other meal of the day. Mostly just breakfast. Now I could have put all the eggs into the pan at once. That might have been a good idea. But if you really want to dedicate yourself to your eggs, you don't want to overdo the number of eggs available. I mean, being cooked at any one time. You want to dedicate a certain amount of attention to each egg. Because eggs are like small children. They have a number of cells which is smaller than an adult. And they require a lot of attention. Now, when the top of the egg is beginning to lose its liquidiness, but before it loses all of it, you're going to want to go ahead and get underneath it with your spatula and flip it right over. Should be slightly gold in color underneath. Here's our second one. The trick is not to break the yolk. The trick to not breaking the yolk is to not go over the yolk membrane structural flexibility maximum. Now we're going to take these eggs and put them onto our toast. Like so. Then we're going to make some more. You can't have breakfast without orange juice. I like to make fresh squeezed orange juice because it's richer in nutrients, vitamin C, and the whole lot. Plus, I don't have orange juice at home right now, but I do have oranges. I'm going to cut all my oranges in half, like this. I'm going to get my juicer open, then I'm going to go check on my eggs. They're doing just fine. I'm going to grab the orange like this, check to make sure there's no dust in there, and start juicing. If you want, you can put this thing on the top. It gives you a little extra torque. And the juice goes right up. See how that gets empty and the juice that used to be inside gets into the container? That's the effect you're looking for. Empty orange, juice in the container. Continue this process, and in just a few moments we're going to be enjoying breakfast, as God intended. Eggs fried up. You can garnish your eggs with bacon. That's the way I like to do that. Now that's breakfast. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.